Who stayed up late to watch the Grammys last night? They were back in New York for the first time in 15 years. Bruno Mars, the night's big winner, taking home 6 awards. Recent award shows, as you know, have taken on a more political theme, and the Grammys were no exception. Musicians use the stage to send some powerful and sometimes controversial messages. Watch. Kendrick Lamar kicking off the show with a politically charged performance. Comedian Dave Chappelle joining in.
But the only thing more frightening than watching a black man be honest in America is being an honest black man in America.
Kendrick Lamar.
Lamar swept the entire rap category, taking home 5 Grammys last night.
This is love. I appreciate every single last one of y'all.
Bruno Mars worked his magic, winning the top 3 awards: Song, Record, and Album of the Year.
Honor the memory of the beautiful music-loving souls so cruelly taken from us.
The night struck a somber note when 4 country music superstars appeared together to honor the victims of mass shootings in Manchester and Las Vegas, where all 4 had performed that night at the Route 91 Harvest Festival. The names of the victims appearing in lights on the stage.
If I saw you in heaven.
Camila Cabello paid tribute to immigrants in her introduction to U2.
I'm a proud Cuban-Mexican immigrant born in Eastern Havana, standing in front of you on the Grammy stage in New York City.
The veteran rock and roll band performing in front of the Statue of Liberty.
And it all went south like freedom.
The singer Logic also sending a message about immigration while promoting suicide awareness.
Bring, I say unto you, bring us your tired, your poor, and any immigrant who seeks refuge.
Rock royalty blended beautifully with a younger superstar when Elton John and Miley Cyrus shared the stage. Host James Corden added his sense of humor to the Grammys with a parody featuring Hillary Clinton, reading about Donald Trump from the controversial book Fire and Fury.
Why he liked to eat at McDonald's. Nobody knew he was coming, and the food was safely pre-made.
But the Grammy showstopper came in a tribute to the Me Too movement.
We come in peace, but we mean business. And to those who would dare try and silence us, we offer you 2 words. Time's up.
Kesha appearing on stage flanked by a chorus of powerful female singers for her hit song, Praying. An emotional performance for the singer who says she has battled sex abuse in the music industry for years. And those are just some of the moments. There were many, many more. And joining us now to discuss all of it, Melissa Rivers, along with Rolling Stone contributing editor Joe Levy. Great to see you both. Hi. All right, so let's get right to it. Let's start with your favorite moments. Melissa, favorite moment?
Oh, I loved the moment with Kesha. I thought that was beautiful. I loved the open. I thought Ken Ehrlich, who has been the producer of the Grammys since, what, 1980?
I think longer than any of us have been alive.
Well, 1980.
So, yes.
So a long time. Wove a story through the night. And they touched beautifully, I think, on a lot of different topics. But the open with Kendrick Lamar and then sort of Dave Chappelle being our Greek chorus, explaining to us what we're talking about.
Social themes, Black Lives Matter, immigration,
and then
women.
And then into Gaga, I thought.
And it was good that we had Dave Chappelle there because at least watching at home on the TV, I didn't think Kendrick's mic was up above the noise of the music being made in the crowd. So Dave Chappelle played 2 crucial roles for him. He explained a little bit what was going on, and it was funny and lighter. It was a break in the action. I loved the Kesha performance. It was a standout moment. I loved Childish Gambino, Bruno Mars, and Cardi B. These were fun and exciting moments in a night that was a little somber.
A lot of ballads.
A lot of ballads. And not the first year. Bruno Mars actually said that when he accepted an award. Don't cut me off. There are too many ballads tonight. You know, I want to talk. I want to be happy. He wants to be joyful. This is not the first year when we've come away from the Grammys saying, why so many ballads, Grammys?
Why do I feel so sad?
It was like the ultimate breakup mixtape. Like, by the end of the night, you're just like, I'm dying. And the ones that you
just eating your ice cream.
Yeah, I was in my pajamas in my hotel, eating Sour Patch watermelons, like by myself
Wait, all
with
great
my
award shows are
pad.
taken.
I admit I was watching with my cat, so I think I'm right there with
You know what? Okay, Catman, you win.
Let me ask you about Grammys So Male. Remember Oscars So White? Now they're saying Grammys So Male. That's
Lorde.
trending because Lorde was the only woman nominated for Album of the Year, but she, unlike her male co-nominees, was not asked to perform. And it was only one of the 9 prizes that were presented by a woman. The Recording Academy president, Neil Portnow, came out and said, if women want more awards, they need to step up. Step it up. Step up your game.
Neil Portnow is not, I would say, and you can disagree with it, not necessarily the most popular man within the recording industry, yet he's the head of the Academy.
He is the head of the Academy. He's usually there to talk about Academy issues that would be, please don't take our music illegally. Please pay something for it. That's the Neil Portnow moment.
So maybe pipe down when it comes to women and why they're not getting more nominations.
And let's talk about Lorde for a moment. This was on social media the story of the evening. Where's Lorde? Where's Lorde? Where's Lorde? She was, reports have it, offered a performance slot if she would be part of someone else's performance. Maybe a Tom Petty tribute.
Which was sorely missing too.
And which does not make sense for her. There were 4 men nominated in the Album of the Year category and Lorde. 3 of those men performed last night. And again, reports that all 4, that would include Jay-Z, were offered solo slots. She was not. She held out for one. She had reason to. And let's stop and remember that this was a night that made room for Sting. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times.
Right.
We saw Sting up on in the Grammys, either up on stage or in a taped piece 4 different times. There were 2 Broadway show numbers. Great, we're in New York, we're close to Broadway. Both of those songs are decades old. One is from 1957 and West Side Story.
Somehow they couldn't shoehorn Lorde in.
1978.
All right, let's talk about the other controversial thing, which was the reading from Fire and Fury, the controversial Michael Wolff book, which, you know, non-Trump lovers are very much enjoying. Trump lovers are not enjoying. The Trump White House doesn't like it. But here's why I thought this was controversial. Because this book right now is under fire for its sexist smear, its author's sexist smear against our UN ambassador, Nikki Haley. This author, Michael Wolff, whose reporting has come under question many, many times, came out and said, if it rings true, it is true, and suggested that Nikki Haley slept her way to the top, that she's having an affair with Donald Trump, completely unsupported. And she tweeted out that moment killed the Grammys. Don't ruin great music with trash. And if I've seen it once, I've seen it a million times. Powerful women get dismissed as nuts or sluts. And what he said of her was a sexist smear, and there's a question about whether we should have had people, including Hillary Clinton, reading from that book.
But now I'm going to take a few guesses here. My guess is that they probably pre-taped the piece long before this whole Nikki Haley allegation came out. That's number 1. Number 2, for me, the Grammys were probably the least preachy of all the award shows this season because it was artists doing their music. I thought everyone is looking so desperately to jump on something. It's like it was a piece that wasn't even that funny.
It was a piece that basically is a Saturday Night Live
skit.
It's a skit that we've seen on Saturday Night Live in a different context. What was it doing here? It was a bit of a reach. I found it funny, but it didn't need to be in the show.
DJ Khaled was the funniest one.
And Cardi B was also funny. There were funny moments in that skit. Did that skit need to be in the show?
No.
We could have.
I mean, the book is super controversial.
And we could have, and we did have political commentary without that skit.
The thing that jumped out at me is that somebody said they really wanted to reach out to Middle America with their messaging, and I felt like, what part exactly? Which part exactly was reaching out to Middle America? Because, you know, standing up and smearing Nikki Haley, celebrating a book that does it or an author that doesn't, isn't going to do it, right? She's the daughter of immigrants. She's a top female leader in our country. She doesn't deserve that. Never mind Trump, right?
Right.
You can again, argue all day about whether he deserves what he gets in the media.
Yes.
Okay, the White Rose protest.
Okay, I personally, and I am...
This is their version of the Me Too.
Of the Me Too.
Like wearing black.
I felt that the most powerful moment for that was all the women in white with Kesha, everyone looking, again, like we saw at the Golden Globes. Everybody still looked like themselves and an individual and represented who they were as artists through the clothing. That, to me, was most powerful. I felt like the White Rose fell a little flat in the sense of most of the women were carrying them, so their hands were down or they were behind the purse. the men, some had him on, some didn't, and I don't think there was a reason they didn't have him on other than, was I supposed to order one? Was I supposed to get it myself? Is there a basket of them at the front of the red carpet?
There actually was. There actually was a flower provider who wanted to give these things away for free. This is a movement that just started last week.
I was going to say 10 days ago?
Not even, I believe. These are some women in the music industry who felt this moment should not go by without an organized way of addressing it.
Yeah.
But you had the feeling that the producers of the show had a different message in mind. One around immigration. One,
they really touched on everything.
Exactly, and they didn't really plan for this outside of that Kesha moment.
And frankly, the immigration issue is right now dominating the headlines more so than the Me Too movement is, at least right now. I have to ask you about Melissa's party box.
Yes,
Melissa has come up with the perfect way for you to watch.
So many bad connotations the way you just said it.
What exactly is that? Tell us more. What is Melissa's party box?
Yeah, thank you for asking. It's my version of the Me Too movement.
No judgment. No judgment.
That's a mixed message.
But the Oscars are around the corner, and Melissa, of course, has come up with the best way for us to enjoy it. Can you just tell us what this is?
Okay.
It's bingo and what else?
It's a whole party box, and you get all sorts of things, but one that's including all the rules for the night that I have written. And basically, people come up to us all the time and say, what was it like really watching the awards with you or with your mom? So since I'm not allowed to say the word BITCH on network television, you get to release your inner Joan. Let's just say.
Right.
And we have bingo cards, one for the red carpet, one for the award show with all sorts of interesting boxes you
Bad
get to
toupee
fill in.
is one if you see a bad toupee.
And you get to play along, and every time you fill in a square, you can take a shot with a glass.
Do the shot glasses come in the party
box? The shot glasses come in the party pack.
Okay.
And you have to say things, and they're in the rules like, God, it was so much better when Joan and Melissa were doing the red carpet. There's all sorts of things you get to say during it. And
this is so funny.
I helped you throw a classy, elegant party, including pre-written thank you notes that your guests, who obviously don't understand good manners, write and leave for you. So you
give it to them, and they give it right back
to you.
Perfect. You're my kind of party
host. So it's a very fun, lively, exciting, silly way to bring some fun to this very heavy award season.
Yes.
We could have used this for the Grammys.
Amen. She's going to get on it before the Oscars will all happen.
Like my favorite square is Spanx Too Tight.
Oh my God, this is the story of my life.
Mine too. I'm like, oh, that's a given.
Great.
You're right there.
Not so much me, but okay.
Great to see you.
They have man Spanx now. Hey, look, me too.
We'll be right back.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.